It is 6:30. I'll call this meeting to order and acknowledge that the City of Winkler is situated on Treaty 1 land, the home of the Anishinaabe, the Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that have been made on these territories and acknowledge that harms and mistakes have happened in the past, but we dedicate ourselves to a future based on mutual respect of all people, including Indigenous communities, in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration, moving forward to a harmonious and prosperous future together. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Andrew?
Andrew, second Marvin. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
One in-camera item.
Okay, that was a personnel item.
Personnel, yeah.
Thank you. Anything further? All in favor? And we're carried. Continuing on, be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of April 11th, 2023 be adopted. Mover?
John Fair.
Second?
Michael?
Did we have any comments on those minutes? All in favor? Carried. Continuing then to our correspondence, we have one item there with some shared notes. Rebate amount of $34,250.21 on the Winkler Waste Reduction and Recycling Support.
Now that is good news because I think that last time we were still short because of the fact that the Gateway was down, and so we weren't able. So it's
coming back.
Right?
Yeah.
It's coming back. It's good to see.
Yeah, because this is it's more than double, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, continuing on then. Be it resolved that the financial report for March 2023 be received for information. Mover?
Oh, you do a financial report?
Don, second. Andrew? Any comments on the reports that you see there? Is there anything, Jody, that you notice on that we should be paying particular attention to?
Just, you saw the checklist there, that's just
Yes, we did.
Oh.
to show,
Oh, do we not?
from our point of view, that we're filing the reports and information that we should. There's one towards the bottom that's marked as required by end of March, but we think that's an outdated one with the province that's no longer required.
Okay,
So we think that one's going to come off the list. But for now, it's still there until we get confirmation from them.
excellent. Thank you, Jody.
Yep.
Any other comments from council? All in favor? And that is carried.
I think you missed 5-1 though, right?
Indeed I did. Thank you, Andrew. Be it resolved that accounts payable in the amount of $782,939.26 as approved by the Finance Committee be approved for payment. Mover?
Andrew?
Second?
Don Friesen.
Check register is attached. Do we have any questions on what you see there? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the attached utility arrears be added to their respective tax rolls. Mover?
Andrew?
Second.
Marvin?
And again, they are attached there. They're attached by roll number. Any questions or thoughts on what you see?
The list looks shorter than the past, but I don't know if the amounts are shorter.
It fluctuates a little bit from quarter to quarter, but it's usually fairly consistent.
No other questions? All in favor? That is carried. I'll move forward then. We want to rescind a resolution. Whereas the City of Winkler passed Resolution 2023-0083 at the regular meeting of Council held Tuesday, March 14th, 2023, and whereas Manitoba Hydro has changed the number of lights in the design and the development known as the Parks Phase 1, And whereas Manitoba Hydro needs an updated resolution, therefore be it resolved that council rescind Resolution 2023-0083 passed at the regular meeting of council held Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. Do we have a mover and a seconder?
Andrew?
Second?
Marvin?
Marvin? The explanation fairly clear in the motion. It's just a change in the amount of dollars. Any further comments or questions on it? Okay, all in favor? And that motion is rescinded. We move forward then. Be it resolved that council authorizes Manitoba Hydro to install 4 times 60 watt colonial post top luminaires for the annual amount of $706.08 plus applicable taxes. Mover.
Andrew?
Second.
Marvin?
Any questions on that? All in favor? And we're carried. Be it resolved that council approve up to $515,000 in additional funds from reserves unexpected revenues for the transportation project overages and increased scope to complete North Railway from Main Street to PTH 32 in 2023 or 2024, Park Street from Boundary Trails to Northlands Parkway in 2023, Main Street at Stanley intersection and associated drainage works in 2023. Mover.
Andrew?
Second.
Marvin?
We have a note there that explains those projects and the changes in them, that explains the overages that we're experiencing as we've gone out to tender, and some of the changes that our staff are hoping will mitigate some of this. Do we have additional comments or questions on that?
It's unfortunate,
It is.
but looking forward to having those streets repaired.
Very much so. Okay. Nothing further? All in favor? And we are carried. Be it resolved that the Winkler Police Board minutes for the April 12th, 2023 meeting be adopted. Mover?
Andrew?
Second?
I'll help out, Don.
Thank you. Andrew, anything to note in those minutes?
Not necessarily, no.
Pretty straightforward by the looks of it, yes. Anything else from anybody else? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the MSTW Planning District minutes for the March 3rd, 2023 meeting and reports for April 2023 be received for information. Mover?
Don Fair.
Second?
Don Friesen.
Reports and minutes are attached. Anything that we should be aware of?
Well, the dollar value of the permits is good,
Yes, it is.
and there's a lot of commercial, or even institutional. We have the school in Morden that's going up at $40-some million, and the hospital, some other projects. So that's definitely encouraging. Residential is not as good as it has been in the past, but still looking positive for some increasing numbers.
And again, it's good to see that our contract work continues to also help out a little bit in terms of
Yes.
revenue. So, well done.
Also, nice to see they did a presentation with local realtors outlining some concerns that have been happening.
Yeah.
It's good.
And that was well received. We had, I forget exactly. how many
26 it says in here.
26, yeah. So there was a good turnout of the realtors that came, and we just wanted to stress that, when we look at bylaws and building usages, that they are aware of the bylaws that are in place in order to, when they're selling property. So
Nice.
it's good, good information meeting.
And nice to show that leadership. It is a concern at various times, and to make sure that our realtors are aware of that,
You know, they're an integral part of the process.
without a doubt. Further comments? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that Community Service Committee minutes for the March 11th, 2023 meeting be adopted. Mover?
Andrew?
Second?
That can help.
Thank you. Any comments on those minutes?
No, the pickleball conversation will be continuing, but,
Nice.
yeah.
It's interesting, they did an intro the other night, 30 people, and they got another 30 members into the association, so they now had to have another night, try to find a gym for this group of 30 people.
Wow.
So
Nice.
we kind of said we really have to stop doing lessons because we just don't have space, you know. So, yeah, so it's, so there's a pretty passionate group out there that are,
Yeah.
that are
Yes.
plugging away and, you know, they got big dreams and, you know, it's,
Good to see.
yeah.
Have you and Andrew had your grudge match already, or
No.
not yet?
No, he's got to practice first.
He's still in training.
Don't have a place to practice.
Okay, that sounds like we have work to do. Further comments?
That's good.
All
No,
in favor?
just the other thing, the hot tub removal there was a big part of the discussion there as well, but, and we don't have a plan for that space yet other than grass, but,
But when we look at it, it's a decision, probably a long time coming, when we speak to our staff in terms of what we needed to do, and we nurtured it along as long as we possibly could, and
yeah.
in the end, there was nothing else that we could do. So it's a difficult decision that had to be made, but there will be a nice opportunity to plan that space into something useful.
Right.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the South Central Regional Library agenda for the April 17th, 2023 meeting, 2022 audited financial statements and correspondence for March and April 2023 be received for information. Mover?
Marvin?
Second?
Michael?
Attached, you will see all of those. As we continue to see, there is an awful lot of work that happens at that committee level. Additional thoughts?
Well, if you look at what page 8 or whatever, like the stats, Winkler had over 12,000, almost one book per person taken out in the month.
Nice.
Of the 25,000 that were taken out by the whole library
Right.
system. So
Yeah, I
we're
saw
pretty
that
close
too.
to half, as opposed to last year when we were already open to, it was, they had 20,000, just over 20,000, now had just over 25,000 for the whole system, and for Winkler we had just over 8,000 as compared to 12,000. And another highlight or some piece of information is that the library will be closed for a few days. Is it the 11th of May or something like that? They're removing stacks of shelves to get access to the reading garden to create better access. And so,
Nice.
so yeah, it takes, all the books have to be removed in 7 boxes and then shelves moved, so.
Is that just for the summer, or?
No, that's just, so that'll be, I expect, a permanent move. But
Okay.
it's just, because it was, all that was, those other doors in the past that were just exit door, emergency exits. right?
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. so.
Okay. Further comments? All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the Winkler horticultural minutes for the April 18th, 2023 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Michael?
Michael and Don Fair. Any comments on what you see there?
So it says on, close to the bottom there, RSVP Margaret if available. Oh, is that Margaret Penner?
Yes, it is.
Is she still on there?
It is, that committee will have a very significant change in the future. A number of those people have as you'll note in the minutes, have given many years of their time, and they are tired, and they'd like to make some changes. They're going to take us through this planting season to help us get going, and then together with Jordan at Community Services, we'll build a plan for the future. But it will be a different committee in future years in terms of what they are or are not able to do.
I guess on another item, a few of us that were at AMM, that conference, were very humbled to be taking accepting the rewards from an award from the Good Roads Association for the work that our Horticultural Society has done. They weren't able to be there, and so we're looking for a time where we can actually celebrate them for doing that, and an occasion to recognize them in our community.
And I did have an opportunity to join them at that April 18th meeting to thank them personally for that work, also to acknowledge the support that our staff provide to that group to make that happen. At that time, we kind of suggested that maybe that June barbecue would be a good time for all of council to attend, and an opportunity for us to thank the group for their work, and also to acknowledge that awards like that are only possible because of their work.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So is there a plan to recruit new members too?
We're certainly going to work on that. I know Community Services has some thoughts to it. There are additional members on that committee who, some of which may have expanded roles and may be able to do some things differently. One of the challenges that this group has had for many years is that they've tried to recruit, and at various times they've had some success and been able to bring some new people on, but very few of them have been able to be there for the period of time that this group has, and are able to dedicate the time and energy that this group has. So it will most definitely be different next year. What exactly that different looks like, we don't know, and to a large degree, that's going to be led by our staff at Community Services as well, in terms of that transition and where they go.
So is that going to increase workload for our people?
I think it's a little early to tell.
Okay.
And exactly in terms of what we can do and can't do. Definitely there'll be some conversations with this group, but a large part of that is, again, going to need to come from Jordan and some of the plans that he's able to put together with them, and then ultimately it shows up on our table as a budget consideration. Further thoughts? All in favor? And we're carried. Continuing on then, we've had an abuse and molestation policy piece that's being brought forward by our insurance provider. We have very little option in terms of that. This is something that they would like to have there. There is an attachment that we've all had a chance to read. That piece is certainly not fully complete yet, and there's some work left to be done on it. But what we need to do today is step forward with this resolution to appoint our designated representatives. So what we'll ask to do is that be it resolved that Jody Penner and Wendy Clausen be appointed as designated representatives to receive reports of abuse and molestation from municipal representatives according to the City of Winkler abuse and molestation policy. Mover.
Andrew?
Second.
Don Friesen?
Jody, is there anything past what I mentioned that we should be aware of at this point?
No, I think it's accurate. This comes through, as you mentioned, the municipal insurance provider, and so all of the municipalities are going through this as well. Seemed a little bit last minute to us, but we're doing our best to do this within their time frame.
Okay, thank you. I know when I first read through it, I suspected that the vast majority of the concerns that are expressed there are dealt with already in many different areas.
Yep.
But as you and Wendy work through to figuring out exactly what this looks like, I imagine that will be fixed, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Further comments or questions? All in favor? And we're carried. We have no delegations this evening. We have an addition, but it's an in-camera addition. Do we have any questions from the media or public relevant to this meeting, Wendy? We do not have any. I would then say, be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned to move into in-camera.
Andrew?
Mover. Andrew
Don
and Don
Fair.
Fair. All in favor? And we're carried. Thank you very much. Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover?
Don Friesen?
Don Friesen, second.
Marvin?
Marvin Platt, all in favor? And we are adjourned.